I can't tell you too much except that the bull was just about unrideable. Donnie Gay called me last week, 8 times world's champion. He won first at the National Finals on Top Hand. And Top Hand won also in the National Finals a second and a third, but then first. Donnie Gay is the only one that had ridden him at the National Finals and won first place. And he was also the bull of the year for the whole year. He was the kind of bull that you didn't turn your back on. I used to worry about Bob when he went after a rodeo, you know, and then they'd go out and unload him and it'd be dark at night and they'd have to hitch the gate in the center to let him out. And you better be running, you better have your shoes on. But anyway, one day, the only one thing I can tell you about him is, one day Bob was out in the pasture feeding him bulls, and he got kind of away, and Top Hand spotted him, and thank goodness he didn't have horns, but he was mean. And the only thing between Top Hand and Bob's pickup was a little sapling. Well, Bob headed for the sapling and climbed it as high as he could, and the bull kept him there for a good half hour, shaking the tree. So that's all I can tell you about him, but he was an outstanding bull. And there weren't very many people. I think Rob Erickson rode him once. And outside that, Donnie Gay said he was the most unbelievable bull he had ever had the opportunity to ride.
But anyway, as far as Top Hand goes, Top Hand, I grew up around Bob Aber. I was pretty young when I first saw him. Top Hand, 77 Top Hand. He actually came from Paul McInerney. He was raised by a guy in Forsyth. But Bob got him, I think, when he was about 4 years old. And according to my National Finals, 50 years of National Finals book, he went to the NFR 6 times. And like Sally said, Donnie Gay, he was one of the best bulls there. And he threw Donnie off once, and Donnie rode him down there. And he was second best bull in 1976. And 1977, he was top bull at the National Finals. He was one of the biggest, rankest bulls. He weighed 2,200 pounds. Bob took excellent care of his stock, as everybody knows. He was in darn good shape he always kept him in super good shape, and he was a big athletic bull for that big. He kind of reminded you in some ways of Bodacious, because he was big and so athletic. Never really knew what his pattern was going to be, but you knew one thing, he was going to buck. And he also, like Don and Sally said, he was going to chase the rider and take a run at the clown. But he was a big rank bull. He lasted a long time. He went to the finals 6 times. No bull has ever been to the National Finals more than 6 times. And so that's quite a feat. And he was the feature bull for Aber Rodeo Company for 6 or 7 years there. And he either threw the guys off right quick, or there was a few great rides. Jim Leatherberry, like Don said, and Wally Badgett rode him. I think Jerome rode him, Jerome Robinson. There was a couple other guys rode him, and they rode him a couple times to the National Finals. But he was so spectacular. That's quite a feat to be second best bull at the NFR, and also the next year he was the rankest bull at the NFR. That's quite a feat with 100 of the best bulls in the country. So that's all I got to say, but he was an outstanding bull, and he deserves his place in the Cowboy Hall of Fame. Thank you.
Well, I hope I can get through this one. I had the distinct honor by Bob to give Top Hand his last party. And with the help of Jim Cook and all, I think we did a good job. But Bob and Sally Abernathy and their family raised some of the greatest animals out there for us guys to compete upon. Like I said before, the animals are just as big a stars as the Cowboys. And if this Hall of Fame is going to have a spot for animals, in which I think they should, then this bull deserves to be in this Hall of Fame. And if he's not in this Hall of Fame, it's almost just like having this flag without no stars or stripes on it. It will not be complete without him. So take great recognition of this bull. Don't think there'll ever be many more any better than him. Thank you very much.